What's good, everybody?
Hey guys. What the hell was that?
Welcome to another edition of Ringside. I'm John,
And I'm Kendra.
and listen, we've got a full docket today. We've got a full list of things to talk about because a lot's happened.
Yeah.
We had the Bad Bunny concert.
Fantastic. If you missed it, I'm sorry.
If you missed it, you missed a hell of a show.
Out. I hope that they have it on. Well, I mean, knowing the state of the world and companies, I don't think we're gonna get a DVD release of that one. But I would love a physical DVD release of that one.
Yeah. So if anyone's bootlegging, no, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
For legal purposes, that was a joke. That was great. We just had a lot. But you know what is sort of a problem right now is that there are simply too many things to watch if you're us.
I feel like that's like a fall issue.
Yeah.
That's how you know we're getting into the fall season. Is that like everything's back on. And also we did ourselves a service/disservice. Service in that it brings us joy, disservice in the timing of it. But we finished our Jersey Shore rewatch, our annual Jersey Shore rewatch, and we started picking back up where we left off on Family Vacation.
Yeah.
Which is like great because we love Jersey Shore. But the time that we decided to do that was like right before everything came back or debuted. So
and then we have things that like take precedent, even though they're on different evenings, but there's only so much my brain can handle.
It's a lot.
So like I knew that Peacemaker was gonna be okay, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
And I need to keep up with what's happening in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Whereas something like Alien Earth, I'm like, I want to watch this. I'm excited to watch this. I've enjoyed what I've watched so far.
Yeah.
But
no one on my For You page is spoiling Alien Earth for me.
Right. So
DC is spoiling, actively spoiling Peacemaker as it's released.
And we have two locked in TV shows that we watch, WWE Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
So like a lot of storylines to keep up with.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot. And I haven't even started Gen V yet, a show that I'm very, very excited to watch.
Which is crazy to me.
But there's just so much. And then I'm also just very busy in like my life. Normal everyday life.
Yeah.
So there's some things that have just got to like be put on pause for just a moment.
Prioritizing.
But it's okay. We're catching up where we can, and we'll keep bringing you our very esteemed, valued opinions on everything. But hey, you know what? It's spooky season. By the time you're listening to this,
spooky season.
By the time you listen to this, it is the first week of October. It's the end of September, first week of October. So yeah, it's spooky season, baby.
Some would argue spooky season started a month ago.
Which I do not subscribe to that. I can understand September.
This is a big game for people who start Christmas November 1st.
That's fine, which is why I will happily accept September 1st.
Okay.
I do not subscribe to starting in August. I think that's a little early.
I start when Disney starts. Disney started in August.
Listen, you can follow that metric if you want. I don't subscribe to it.
And by start, I mean start getting excited because like there are no decorations out and I've done nothing spooky.
Right. But by the time you listen to this, it is spooky season.
Yes.
So very excited about that.
We kicked it off
getting more into the spooky season in the last couple of years. I think now that we live in a home where we actually, I don't know.
It's like the mindset of like, okay, this isn't as temporary as everything else we've lived in before. So we should probably like make an effort to decorate seasonally. So yeah, we went, and then you started doing John/John. So we were watching a lot more spooky content. We've been going to the parks during the spooky season. That gets me in a spooky mindset.
But also because I teach.
And you teach and the kids get really excited. Yeah. So we do stuff for the kids too for Halloween.
So over the last few years, spooky season's become more of a thing here. Still doesn't hold a candle up to the holiday season for us. But you know what? We're going to get into the vibe. And that's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about today. Getting ready for this. Ripe and prime. Primed.
Rip it and grip it. We started off spooky season very, very well.
And we ended up binging. I don't remember the last time we've done that.
Yeah.
We watched all of Marvel Zombies. And so I figured let's just get on here and talk about it.
We watched it all in one night.
Yeah. Well, luckily, I know that sounds intense, but there's only 4 episodes.
Yeah.
and each are about 30 minutes long. So,
it's like watching a movie.
It's like watching a movie. We took a little break in the middle there. But no, we did watch the entire, what I assume is going to be the first season.
It has to
Lord
be.
willing and the creek don't rise.
Are we doing a spoiler warning?
Yes.
Spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it and you want to see it, we will be talking spoilers.
Yeah. So this is your spoiler warning. Press pause, go watch it and come back. Whatevs. Or unless this is the thing that helps you go watch it, because I think you should. So yeah, spoiler warning. Yeah, I listen. It's gonna get the official mark from John. I really, really liked it.
Typical.
Yeah, typical. No, but hey, listen, we gave it a couple days, and I still really, really liked it. So
that's a good test, a good measurement.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, I also really, really liked it. But I think I had more. I was someone who enjoyed season 1 and 2 of What If. You weren't so on board with season 1 of What If. You appreciated season 2 a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed seasons 2 and 3 of What If a little bit more.
There were 3 seasons of What If.
Yeah.
News to me. Then I liked all 3 seasons.
Season 1, I don't know. I remember liking the second half of season 1 more. Once we started setting up like the connected through line, I think is when I started enjoying it more, oddly enough. But yeah, for some reason I just couldn't get into some of those first few episodes. But that's okay. Well, I did like the Peggy Carter one. I did like that one. The
pilot.
The first Avenger one.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I need to go back and watch it. But
I think it was just so different from anything that we had been watching. So it was kind of like, whoa, and you had to kind of level set before you could enjoy it.
But I remember really liking the Marvel Zombies episode of that series. So I'm excited that we got this very, very much TVMA rated R show. Now, and it's purely TVMA based on the amount of violence and gore, not necessarily language or anything like that, which was fine. One of the biggest things I enjoyed about this, Kamala Khan representation.
Kamala Khan was our main protagonist, which is like so good to see because she's one of my favorite newer characters, and we've only gotten to see her in 2 things so far, and a lot of people didn't even see her in those. So I love that, and I even made a joke like when I think it was the end of episode 1, like she was just kind of on her own, and I was like, but she's the littlest Avenger, like she's a kid. So, and that was like kind of the point of it. So it was really cool to see her be able to lead what I consider like a 4-part movie. And such a like cool, unique story that they were telling, and it was so much more fleshed out than the one zombies episode that we got in season 1 of What If. And it was cool to see the universe, and good for Kamala Khan. And
Iman Vellani is just every time we do see her in this role, or in this case hear her in this role, she just constantly reminds, like, is a great reminder that she is so, perhaps more than anyone else in the MCU, so perfectly cast in this role. She just brings such a light and such an energy to Kamala Khan that it just fits the character so perfectly. And then she's been showing more, at least in this series, and granted it was a completely voice acted role, but getting into some of the more emotional things, like it makes me excited to see what she can bring to the big screen or another season of her show, should we be so lucky. Which I don't think we're going to get another season of her show, but I think we'll see her in movies from now on. I don't think we'll see her in the show. I know. That's just what I think, but I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. I just think they're keeping the shows for street level. For the most part, I think. We'll see. But no, loved seeing her. And it was really cool. Something the show did was it took an interesting, like, I didn't watch Walking Dead, but sort of Walking Dead in borderline Game of Thrones approach, where like you never knew what characters were actually going to survive this thing or not, which was a huge surprise to me. It was like jarring seeing like some pretty big names getting off there. So this series starts with we have this trio of Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, and Riri Williams as like these sole survivors in New York City, and they they find the little MacGuffin to kickstart their journey.
The world, yeah.
And then in episode 1, in like the first half of the episode, we lose 2 of our 3 main squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that. Especially because like when you see that they brought back Haley Steinfeld and
Dominique Thorne.
Yeah,
you would expect them to last a little bit longer than that.
Like, holy shit. So yeah, the show continued to do that throughout the series, or throughout the season, I should say, which I very much appreciated. I
agree.
I think it would have been too predictable to have
everyone survive.
Your main cast, your big name survive.
Yeah, especially because like this is such a sandbox of a project. Like there's no repercussions to doing whatever in there. So yeah, kill off the next generation's Hawkeye and Ironheart because you can.
Yeah.
Well, I say kill off. I don't know. The last part of the last episode was very confusing to me, and I don't know what's happening, what's going on, and what's real.
And we'll get into that.
But yeah, so I also did appreciate that they weren't playing it safe, and even like how this season resolved. It's still like I didn't expect them to do that.
Yeah.
Like we did not get a happy ending.
No. So I want to talk about some things that I thought were particularly cool in this, and of course you can add to it if there's anything I forgot. The big one we got in this, y'all, we got a Moon Knight Blade who was teased in the series finale of What If, but we saw him live and in living color. Moon Knight Blade, what a combo! Unfortunately, not voiced by Mahershala Ali this time, which honestly I don't blame him because
I wouldn't be doing anything until I was.
He said, "Did that once, not doing it again until I'm on screen." That's not what he said, but we don't know why.
That's what I would say if I were him.
Yeah, we don't know why he wasn't. They could have been scheduling. It could have just been.
Didn't wanna.
Yeah, didn't wanna.
Don't wanna.
Don't wanna. Don't care. But it is cool that we're getting some sort of Blade representation in Marvel, getting people more and more accustomed to Blade and who he is, especially for younger audiences. Well, I hope they're not watching this show, but younger adult audiences.
Like me, I'm a young adult who's never seen a Blade.
There you go. So, but yeah, and there's a couple of people that show up in this series that were like, man, that combination would be a fucking problem. So Moon Knight Blade would be a fucking problem for people.
Yeah.
The Daywalker with the powers of a god, that's a big problem. He's already a master swordsman and like weapons and kung fu master.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Wesley Snipes was. I don't know if Blade is canonically like a kung fu guy, but
did he ever do kung fu on any of the movies?
Well, yeah, but that's because Wesley Snipes was.
Then I think it counts. If it's on screen, it's canonical.
Well, there you go. But that'd be a problem. A zombified ghost.
Ghost is terrifying.
Big fucking problem for zombie, because like we see zombie movies and shows, and like they're all generally the same. It becomes a little more terrifying when they're able to start running, and even that's enough of a problem.
Imagine if they turn invisible.
When they have superpowers, and their powers still work.
Yeah, and they're like capable of learning.
That's one of the scariest like new things they did in the show. I'm not familiar with the Marvel Zombies comics, so I don't know if that was a thing. But the fact that they can learn and their brains still function in some sort of way, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, in those early episodes we saw, we saw a zombie ghost, which was terrifying to think about.
We
zombie Namor, big fucking problem.
Namor. Yeah, and zombie Captain Marvel is great. Would have been a much bigger problem had we not had freaking Icarus up there taking one for the team.
So that was, I don't know why, I love that piece of lore. They were dropping like, I forgot what the name of the field that was.
Yeah, it was like the Battle of the Gods or something like that.
Something like that. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, it was just this ongoing battle between Zombie Captain Marvel and Icarus, and like no one goes through there because the people who try to go through there just die.
Yeah.
Because there's two beings that can't defeat each other. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's like some shit you hear about in mythology.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. Some other things I thought were cool. Episode 2 has this, it opens with this one shot. I mean, it's animated, so, but this goes to show how far, like the animation for What If's always been pretty solid, but just to show like all the new tricks and stuff they keep learning as they develop these animated shows, that one shot was so crazy and so much happened in it.
Yeah.
And I saw someone tweet this, maybe on Threads, so maybe it wasn't a tweet, it was a post. But they said, Marvel Zombies proves one thing, and it's that the world needs more Shang-Chi.
Well, yes. I could have told you that. I've been saying that for years, screaming it from the rooftop.
I don't know about you. I purposefully didn't watch the trailers for this. I think I watched one. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. I watched one trailer. It was like a teaser.
I might have watched the teaser too.
But I purposefully didn't read into a lot of this because I wanted to go in fresh. It's kind of our thing here now. It's just trailers always show so much.
Too much.
I didn't realize that Kamala Khan was going to be like the main character.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
And I didn't realize some of these characters were going to have such big roles. Shang-Chi plays a huge part in this show. Blade plays a huge part in this show. But, I mean, we're kind of getting introduced to Blade. And that's one thing I will say, in the most weird way possible. Like,
yeah, they're like, here's this real fucked up version. Don't get used to him.
I mean, he's awesome. Don't get me wrong.
He is awesome.
But, like, really random way to get introduced to him. But, yeah, Shang-Chi and Katie who's played by Awkwafina. Yeah, they play a big part in this show, which is really, really cool. But, yeah, even in animated form, like the Shang-Chi stuff is so badass. So cool. So badass.
I miss Shang-Chi.
I know. So we're with you, Simu Liu. We need more Shang-Chi representation. Because he had a cool episode in What If as well. Remember the Western?
Yeah, he was, his sister was the Anthony Ramos character.
Yeah, the Hood.
The Hood. I almost said the Cape. That's not right.
Close enough.
Close enough. But yeah, and like, I love Shang-Chi. And that's something, again, I appreciate about this, again, sandbox of a project. Like, you can pull in Shang-Chi. You don't have to, like, show how he's interconnected to all of this other bullshit. And then we can actually just, like, have Shang-Chi in something. We can have Kamala Khan in something. We don't have to wait for the next whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. And we got, like, characters back that we maybe wouldn't have seen again, like Alexi's wife. Ooh, what's her name?
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz. And her character's name is Rachel Weisz. Seeing her back was, like, really cool. I didn't think we would. So, yeah, I also agree that the second episode one shot was really cool. It reminded me of something that they would do in a Marvel show.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they, like, added, like, an homage almost to, like, I guess Daredevil. Like, that's like the most infamous one shot in a Marvel show.
Right. But just seeing how crazy things would get in a zombified Marvel universe, because we're seeing people being accidentally turned giant with Pym particles, or zombies that are turned giants attacking other giants. Just so these unintentional kaiju battles. And then the one thing was like the zombified trolley driver. Oh, he's still whipping that thing around. Yeah, so all of that was really cool. But yeah, characters like Yelena Belova, Alexei, like, no one was safe in this. And something I love that when Marvel does it, they don't do it often because we don't normally see heroes fighting other heroes. And when we do see these superpowered characters, it's a lot of times it's like they have like almost the same power. But I love when characters who have different powers or different skill sets are fighting, because it shows how they would use those skills against each other. And Thunderbolts did it a little bit. So, like, especially, I'm using Ghost as an example. So, like, you know, if you have someone who's like a combat expert, how the fuck do you fight someone who can phase through anything, you know? So we saw a lot of cool stuff like that. One of the biggest surprises, even though she's done it before, but she hasn't done it in a long time, we got the return of Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff, this time not the Scarlet Witch, the Queen of the Dead.
Did she do it for What If?
Well, she was a fucking zombie that whole time, so I don't think we heard her speak. And I don't know that she's. I mean, I'm prepared. She might have done What If season 3 if Wanda was in any of that. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But it is nice because there's something that's so like soft and warm about Elizabeth Olsen's voice that's so at odds with everything Wanda was doing in this and has been doing since WandaVision. That makes it even more like when she's trying to be like, no, Kamala, I'm gaslighting. When she's trying to gaslight Kamala, like it works so well. It's so scary and terrifying because she is so Elizabeth Olsen, like sweet sounding and warm and like comforting. Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't realize it was her at first because I'm never sure who's coming back and who's an impressionist. Right. So I was like, man, this person sounds a lot like her.
No, I could as soon as she started speaking as her like normal self. Mm-hmm. Which if she was also doing the zombie voice, good for her because those are two completely different voices.
Yeah, they probably got Alan Tudyk on the ones and twos for that one.
But yeah, and I appreciate the different type of villain we have here. Yeah. Where it was like it's like I'm doing this for the greater good, but really it's like what I don't really know your real intention. Yeah. So it's like, are you really trying to change it back? Are you trying to make people think like? So using that reality warping power is interesting because that sort of plays right directly into the ending of this hopefully season. We also saw characters like Spider-Man show up. Spider-Man is actually the reason why this was a series and not a movie, was because they can't use Spider-Man in a movie like that, without it Sony being directly involved. Yeah. So we also had the voice. What's his name? From your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man came back to voice Peter.
It's something like
Hudson Thames.
Yes. I was gonna say Thudson. That's not right. Thugson.
Thugston. Yeah, he came back to voice Spider-Man for this. We get some gnarly zombie kills in this. Yeah. One of my favorite is Spider-Man where he rips all their heads off at once.
Yeah. I like when Alexi was just like
smashing them. Yeah. Blade cutting people directly in half. Yeah, cutting he did that tiny Ant-Man in half.
That was just impressive.
Really solid kills. So if you're a fan of action and gore specifically, if nothing else, you will enjoy those. And
there were some. I mean, I wouldn't say that I got jump scared, but there were a couple times where John did jump a little bit off the couch. So I think it's not like scary horror scary. Right. It's not scary.
There's some thrills in there.
There's some thrills and chills in there.
Some dark imagery. And of course in the show we realized that we got a little T'Challa cameo, which was really cool. We didn't hear them. They specifically left his voice out because they didn't want to have to. They essentially were trying to, honor the memory of Chadwick Boseman. So they purposely didn't have even him saying Wakanda forever, which they could have puld from something else, but yeah. They chose not to.
He also sacrificed himself.
And he sacrificed himself. So in this universe, it was a very clever way of doing that. I'll give them that. So we had a zombified Thanos, who that's where we learn the zombies can learn. Like they can figure shit out.
Like the Infinity Stones. Yeah, they can learn how to use those. Not good.
So they destroy the stones, but it creates this big, infinity energy that's just unchecked. So they send poor Bruce Banner down there. They send the Hulk down there to soak it all up. And what's that? Atlas holding up the Earth. Yeah.
He's like, oh, ooh.
So the whole time, Wanda's trying to get to him to siphon all of that energy so that she can use it to bring the world back, and eventually she succeeds. She succeeds, which is crazy that they ended the show that way. But it seems like all is normal. Kamala's got her friends back, but then she starts seeing these visions that perhaps everything is not what it actually seems, and we are left there.
Yeah. So there has to be a second season.
With the way it ended, I'm like, yeah. I mean, honestly, if they left it there, fine. We'd just be left with the thought of like, man, that's fucking terrifying. Yeah. But I think you could get another solid 1 or 2 seasons out of that.
Yeah. I agree. We'll see how it does, I guess, if the reception is good. Overall, it was a super solid series. Yeah. Especially considering how little time they had. I mean, we are building off of that What If episode. And we're kind of just going by like, you don't need to know how we got here. We're here now. This is what's happening. We're starting from here. You didn't have to burden yourself with like backstory. Yeah. Or anything like that. So
Now, the events of What If sort of come in. You definitely don't even need to watch it because they do recap it a little bit. But if you wanted a little, taste of what you're getting into, that season 1 of What If, that episode in that is very good. So yeah, but this on its own, I think it's a very strong show. Marvel Animation, I feel like their shows just keep getting better and better. So yeah, I would love to see another season of this. I'd love to see this story continued, especially when you have the strong performances that you had in there. You had the great animation. Yeah, I really enjoyed the show. So, and again, it's the perfect way to get into spooky season. So
yeah, good. It's a good investment for the 2 hours. It's worth the 2 hours of your time.
Oh yeah, and it's super quick to get through. So yeah, if you just binge it, we don't normally binge shows. So yeah, but this one was it's a fun watch. It's a very, very fun watch from beginning to end. So cool. Let us know what you thought of Marvel Zombies if you checked it out. Would love to hear your thoughts and theories, maybe where we're going if we continue this series. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and move on to the realm of WWE. Okay. So recently we had our very first new era. We're getting eras out the wazoo over in WWE. The ESPN era has started with its very first PLE, Wrestlepalooza. And I have one question for you, Kendra. Was it overhyped or overhated? Because my answer is yes.
I'll just default to your answer because I only watched half of it. I never went back and watched the rest.
That's okay.
And I fear I watched the 3 best matches.
I would agree with that.
I watched I watched Stephanie and Io. Mm-hmm. And I watched the mixed tag team, and then I watched Cody versus Drew, although I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
Out of all 3, the highlight was, for me, probably the match I was most anticipating anyway, which was Stephanie and Io. I think that was like more what I would expect for a big PLE.
Yeah.
We got a title change, 2 super over stars that I love very much. Io Sky, again, we say it all the time. She's the best wrestler on the roster. Yeah. Period. So it's always great seeing her do anything with anyone, but Stephanie Vaquer is so also good. And just on such a wave right now. So I'm glad that we got that moment and that Stephanie is now a champion and will do her run. And I also really liked the mixed tag team match. I love mixed tag team matches.
Yeah, but this one was this is one of the best mixed tag team matches that I've seen.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And that's exactly the type of matches you need for what you're trying to make a big show, especially when you're trying to get new viewers. These are the type of matches you need, right? And I definitely think these saved the PLE. So overall, ESPN famously now graded Wrestlepalooza and gave them a C and basically said so what crazy. We said.
This is their product.
It's their product, which I'm like, you know what? At least it's somewhat unbiased. They're being honest about their own thing.
I guess.
But it's crazy to me that they would do that. But I will say this. I do think the answer to this is yes to both. If it's overhyped and overhated. I don't think, with the exception of the Brock Lesnar, John Cena, I just think at this point in his run, in his retirement tour, I don't think he needed, and I'm not normally one person to say this, I don't think he needed this squash match, which I think they might be running this back. They're saying they're not, but unless you're running this back, I don't know why you needed to have Brock squash John Cena. Didn't
I make a joke while you were streaming about how Cena's going to put over the new upstart?
Young upstart.
Yeah, there's no he doesn't need that.
Yeah, and it was a lose-lose scenario because I'm like, you're not going to I knew they weren't going to have Brock lose his first match back. I think it would have been better if it was a full-length match, but it wasn't. It was less than 10 minutes. I was trying to figure out Streamlabs in the entirety of that match, and I when I heard the bell, I was like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? But everything else, I don't think any of the other matches were necessarily bad. Predictable, Sure. I don't think predictable makes anything bad, though. The tag team match between the Usos and the Vision are still getting used to being tag team partners, so like there's that, but also and that was one of the matches you didn't watch.
Yeah.
But the ending was a little sloppy, and that's because we had an injury, which we just kind of saw something similar happen on Friday Night SmackDown. When that happens, you kind of have to roll with it and figure it out. But Jey Uso accidentally he got hit with a chair after a chair shot he made. So, but he got busted open. His head started bleeding. So they kind of have to figure out. I don't know if that they had to change the ending or not. It seemed like I thought the Vision was going to win anyway, but I wasn't sure how much of that was kept in its original form. So like that kind of tainted that. But even that, I didn't think was an awful match by any means of the word. But I definitely think once we got to Stephanie and Io, the whole night started to pick up. Because that match was incredible. The mixed tag team match was a lot of fun. And it's funny that you say that you couldn't remember a lot of the Drew and Cody match, because while it was a good match, it was just a good match.
Yeah.
And on a big PLE, you want to... And these two guys who are capable of like classics, It was a SmackDown match. Yeah. It was a run-of-the-mill match. Now, we did get some fun theories out of the ending, with hating ass Ryan Tran getting in the way again of protecting Cody. So and Drew took your theory that you've only ever said to me.
Guys, I promise I had well, it didn't start as a theory. It started as a hope and a wish.
Yeah.
I thought it would be really funny to get corrupt refs in WWE. It'd be a little bit difficult to do because they have like long careers that they want to keep.
Yeah.
But I think it would be really funny. I think it was the Dawn. I think it was one of his
NXT
matches, and I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if he like paid off the ref or something, or like threatened the ref, blackmailed the ref?
Just pull out a wad of hundreds and
yeah, like that would be hilarious. And then, so I've been like joking about crooked refs. And then this started happening with Ryan Tran, and I'm like, hang on a second. Like, once is an accident, twice is not. So I don't know. And Drew seemed to agree with me on Friday Night SmackDown this past week, and he called out the obvious corruption between Cody Rhodes and I think he said Ryan Tran specifically, or he said the refs.
I think he said the refs. He said, Ryan Tran, I forgive you because you have a family to feed.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe WWE heard my wish, and
maybe
they're doing some corrupt stuff.
But I can understand why someone would be like, oh, that match is a little. I mean, I wouldn't say it was boring, but I could understand why someone would say that.
Underwhelming, maybe.
That's what I would think.
Especially because like we went so all in to like the Netflix era, which I get, it's like a huge big deal. This ESPN move just kind of feels like lateral or worse for a lot of people. Like people weren't excited for it.
Right.
But I don't know. I was expecting more like fanfare, and
that's the thing.
It also felt very like sudden.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I feel like there was another card that we were talking about, maybe Night of Champions, like something just. I remember earlier in the year, something sort of just kind of was sprung on us, and it was like it was like one of those. There's a PLE every 2 weeks,
yeah,
and it's like one of them felt especially rushed, like nothing, So this was a little bit like that, and there's a little more stakes, I guess, but there wasn't a lot of fanfare. Which again, when you're hyping up the show and you're like, oh, there's going to be, and Triple H did. This was listen, I'm not on the blame Triple H for everything train. I don't blame anyone that does, but this one he did a lot of press for this, especially on ESPN SportsCenter and all that, saying like it's going to be a crazy night. There's going to be a lot of surprises and blah blah blah. There's rumors about another return or a debut, and it's like none of that happened.
Yeah,
and it was just very underwhelming on that front. Which again, if you're hyping this up to be like a big show, like maybe some of the glitz and glamour and fun things that would happen might have helped here. Even Pat McAfee wasn't there the whole night. He was there for 3 matches and then dipped out,
which is hilarious. Yeah, it did feel a little bit, from what I watched, half of it did feel a little bit like over promised, under delivered. And also like people were so upset hearing the price that they would have to pay to view pay-per-view PLEs on ESPN going forward. This was your chance to be like, look at the level that we're able to achieve by taking all of your money through this new platform. Like, look what we're able to do with it. It wasn't for nothing. We were able to step up our game, and then they just didn't.
And here's my thing with these PLEs and how even some of these, like, I'm fully aware that you're going to have your big shows, your WrestleManias, Royal Rumbles, like where something huge is going to happen. I'm okay if some of the PLEs are sort of filler and just for a good time, but you got to make sure those are actually a good time. Even Saturday Night Main Event, they have to be fun. If they're not going to be like balls to the wall, like crazy, they've got to at least be fun shows.
Yeah.
No one wants to watch a John Cena who's got less than 10 dates left on his retirement tour getting demolished
by fucking Brock Lesnar.
And if we're going to have a Drew and these guys are both incredible workers. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't let them cook, right? So, and I know that they're doing a job, and you know, I don't blame them for anything, but you just gotta have a fun night, and I feel like we missed the boat on, like, if you're not gonna have a fun match, it's got to be a great match. Yeah. Because and that's what we got with Stephanie and Io. We got a great match, and then right after, we had a super fun match. And that's why those are the highlights of that event. And you have such a stacked roster, such talented people in the palm of your hands that there's no reason. There was that triple, 6-man tag team on Raw on that Monday after, with the New Day and Grayson Waller versus Penta and the War Raiders. I'm like, you couldn't have put them on the card?
Right.
Like, that would have, and you probably would have given them more time, which would have made it an even better match. So, like, that's the type of shit, especially with new viewers. You think a new viewer is not going to lose their mind seeing big-ass Eric and Ivar doing the craziest shit possible?
Doing flips and whatnot.
Now, we did see Bronson Reed do a moonsault. That was pretty good. But, like, I feel like we could have just had a little more fun with it. But, yeah, I mean, it's no shock. The women stole the show. Becky Lynch on socials after that weekend was so funny. She doing her Becky Trump thing where she was calling everything like a hoax and how it was rigged because she said she was swatting away a bee, not tapping out, or that Jessica Carr was a crooked ref because she's been a longtime CM Punk fan.
Another crooked ref.
Imagine so that shit is so funny. So I don't think the show was bad. I think it was very okay, but I do think it was definitely oversold on what it was going to be. So I'm hoping that we've got 2 matches announced for Crown Jewel Perth. We've got Cena and AJ Styles, which I have a theory on, which is going to go into one of our questions here in the next section here. And then we've got Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. Both, and no, I lied. We have 3 matches, and then Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. 2 of those matches are for the Crown Jewel Championships for the men and women.
Okay. I keep forgetting.
And I think those 3 matches so far were already on such a better track.
Yeah.
So I do want to say send my well wishes over to Jade Cargill, who took a nasty little bump yesterday.
That was bad.
She and y'all can go look at her socials if you want. On Instagram, she posted a picture of her eyebrow. Oh my God.
I saw the damn thing live on my television screen yesterday.
Yeah. That was a nasty, and it put all the women in such and I don't blame anyone. I mean, listen, these things happen. Like, yeah, it's the nature of the game. I don't like all the videos that are like looking for they're looking for someone to blame in this. So like, whose fault is this? Is this the ref's fault? Is this Nia's fault? Is this Tiffany's fault? Is this Jade's fault? It's like, there's no fault to be had here. Everyone was put in a situation in which they had to figure out something. And even if someone had forgotten, whether it was someone forgot to kick out or someone forgot to count to 3, like whatever, like so much is happening. If they happen to forget where they were because something else completely out of left field that wasn't supposed to happen happened, do we really have the right, or do we have the ground to like blame them for that? Like,
I knew as soon as it happened, I'm like, oh man, people online are going to be so mean about this.
Yeah. So
because, they're just, they're not allowed to like mess up in such a way, like online. Even though if any of us were in that same situation, we would be fucking scrambling. That's like, it seems so stressful to be any person, to have your eye cut open, bleeding into not your eye, but your eyebrow cut open and like obstructing your vision, and then having to continue to wrestle, being the person who's like, I need to figure out how I'm going to end this match, being the person who's like, I have to figure out how they're going to end this match
and
act appropriately. Like, so
Daphne LaShawn, the referee in this match, she had the refs all have their earpieces, so they're constantly being in communications with the people in the back. If you watch Unreal, you learn this stuff.
Imagine trying to listen to that and listen to this and the crowd's going, and you're also acting, you're performing the whole time.
Yeah,
that's stressful.
It's super stressful. So yeah, I don't think it's fair to like look for someone to blame, look for anything. It's just, it's just how it goes sometimes, But anyway, deviated from Wrestlepalooza just a little bit. But yeah, I just hope that as we continue, especially with Crown Jewel going into Survivor Series, like we have a real opportunity to bounce back. Mm-hmm. I think people will stay for your stories, but you especially the people who have not been watching the last few years. You gotta bring them in with great matches, and sometimes that means it's a excellent display of talent or just a really, really fun match. But we got to do something. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of our thoughts on Wrestlepalooza. It was very okay. I don't think anything was outright bad for the most part, but I can understand people's frustrations with it. So let us know what you thought of Wrestlepalooza, maybe what you're hoping to see out of Crown Jewel and Survivor Series War Games. All right, let's move on over to our last section here. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Wrestlepalooza?
Nope.
Let's move on to our last section. So, what do you guys want to talk about? So, we're going to be answering some questions from some of our followers, some of our listeners, and we'll do our best to answer everything that is here. Y'all sent in some really great questions. So I'm actually going to start from the bottom because we had this is a question that we had gotten just after we recorded our last time that we did this segment. So we missed it, so I want to be able to answer it. So this is from Sophie at WWE. Sophie, she asks, can you guys talk about Dirty Dom's transition with the WWE Universe this year? From boos to cheers. I just love his character development so much. Thank you, Sophie, for the question. So listen, we might be a little biased. Big Dirty Dom fans.
We love Dirty Dom.
I mean, it's been amazing to watch, and ever since his heel turn in Judgment Day, or with Judgment Day, excuse me. Yeah, it's been awesome to see the crowd go from he's a nepo baby, he sucks in the ring, blah 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 blah, to now he's one of the most over people in the game right now. Mm-hmm. He's double champ, like. Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible to watch, and I actually think that we're gonna be, I think, come Survivor Series, I think we're gonna get a huge matchup between, call me crazy, Dirty Dom and John Cena.
Would love if that was John Cena's final match.
Well, here's the thing. Apparently, I didn't know this. John Cena's never won the Intercontinental Championship.
Interesting.
So this would be a twofer here. We could make John Cena a Grand Slam champion on his retirement tour, but also Dirty Dom would have the bragging rights of no one's ever beat him for the IC championship except for it took the greatest of all time, John Cena, to strip him of one title.
And then he could win it back pretty soon after.
Well, I don't think he needs to. I think if anything, they're going to use him to boost up the Mega Championship.
It's true.
For AAA. So I don't know. I've loved seeing Dirty Dom's transition with the crowd this year. I think the crowd loves him. They love to boo him, but they also love anytime he's there. The crowd, especially at the AAA event where he won, where he beat Vikingo, like that crowd was not behind Vikingo at all. Everyone was team Dirty Dom. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's been amazing to watch over the last few years, but this year in particular, he's had a great year.
Yeah, I think this is a testament to Dominic Mysterio as like a performer, to be able to, again, this is a transition I feel like we've been seeing over the last few years, to come in as like this ultra like baby face with a baby face dad partner, like to do such a turn and to do it so well for being so young. And then I think it took Judgment Day doing what Judgment Day does. Take these stars who need maybe like this push, this development, and put them through, it's like an internship. Put them through this hands-on internship. We've seen Dominic Mysterio get his stage presence is like, go back and watch old stuff. His stage presence is 10 times better. His like quips, like his one-liners and stuff when he's talking to people that you get like when people are just recording the event. He's like so super witty. Even like when he taunts in the ring, he's better at that now than he was last year, 2 years ago.
His in-ring ability.
He's just, because he's gotten the opportunities through his involvement with the Judgment Day, we've been seeing him develop right in front of our eyes. And it's why we preach about these, like the talent that's not utilized, the talent who needs more in-ring, in front of people experience. Like we don't think it's fair to like judge those people or bash those people because they're never given the opportunity to improve. Right. Dominic Mysterio is given the opportunity to improve. And he's just like such a likable guy.
Yeah, I know.
Even like as the villain, he's likable. So I think that's why the transition, especially in the last year, as he's gotten more and more opportunity, why people are now like, sure, we boo him because it's fun and it's funny and it's like part of his gimmick now. But also now we're cheering him because we want to hear we want to hear his jokes. We want to hear what he has to say. Right. Yeah, big fan of Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, so thank you for that question, Sophie. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities that we see a Dirty Dom and John Cena matchup in the very near future, especially if Dirty Dom goes and tries to screw over AJ Styles, who he's been feuding with recently. So I love that idea. I'm just saying it might happen. So let's go to, do you want to pick another question, Kendra?
Oh man, that one's hard. I didn't look at any of these.
That's okay. I can pick one.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. So staying in the realm of WWE for right now, we have from our good friend Soto619 and Amanda's Wrestling, we have, they both sort of asked the same question, so I'm including both their comments here. Soto asks, so we have 5 dates left for John Cena. Let me know what you would like to see before we can't see him anymore. Then Amanda added to it saying, yes, I want to know, what do we think he's doing these last 5 times? So I said one of them. I think, so we definitely know we're getting AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. We're getting AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. I think in San Diego, of all places,
Dominic Mysterio country.
I think we're getting John Cena and Dominic Mysterio. I think there's a real possibility for him to win the IC championship and become a Grand Slam champion, the last real Grand Slam champion. Man, these last few are tricky. I am not convinced that we won't get one more matchup with Brock, but is that something I want to see? No. This is tough because
this is hard.
So we definitely have 2 of them, so that would leave three appearances left, right?
Yeah.
How outlandish do we want to get?
The Rock.
We might see thrice in a lifetime, for all we know. But I don't think that's going to happen. But would I like to see it? Sure. I would like to see Edge if I had my way.
I feel like Edge is maybe not popular maybe popular isn't the right word, because the only person I've heard talking about this theory is you. But I feel like it makes sense with what you've told me is happening in like AEW right now and Edge's contract stuff.
Now again, I don't watch AEW, so I can't really comment on how. I don't keep up with AEW like that. I watch some stuff, like online. I'm not like just not an AEW guy, which is fine. You know, I just don't have time to watch all the wrestling I would like to watch. But from what I understand, people are speculating. There's rumors that his contract was ending in October, though I don't know how true that is. We'll see. He's been written off recently as part of a storyline, which I think only adds fuel to the fire that he was leaving AEW in October. But people are saying that he's actually going to film the next season of Percy Jackson. So who knows? But I do think they've been, tied together for so long. It would be really cool to see them have one more match. But even then, like, well, who loses that match?
Yeah.
You know? Man, yeah, I don't know. I think it could be fun to... I think it could be... Well, he doesn't have any NXT appearances, but I think it could be fun to see him wrestle someone from NXT.
Oba Femi.
That's who retires him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what our... Because I think the last time he'll wrestle is that last match. I don't think those two Raws necessarily he's going to be wrestling in.
Yeah, it might just be like a
appearances.
So long, farewell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see him run it back with Austin Theory. I'm going to throw that in the ring.
I feel like Austin Theory has been compared to John Cena this entire time.
And I didn't like their WrestleMania match.
I don't remember it.
It was okay. It wasn't anything special. John Cena lost. Yeah. It was a super quick match. It was for the U.S. Championship, and yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen Austin Theory in forever.
He's been injured, but I don't know. Yeah, so
maybe.
I know that's the most non-answer I could give. It's just a lot of speculating. It's difficult. I don't know what I'd want to see. Like,
yeah, our answer is like we don't know.
but
isn't that the beauty of it?
That's the beauty of it. But hopefully, as long as they're good matches, I don't mind that he loses or wins, whatever.
Yeah, that's always like the least of my concerns.
Yeah, but I would, as long as those last few matches are bangers, I'm okay with it.
And not Brock. Would love if it wasn't Brock Lesnar again. And I'm honestly not sad that I missed his match against Brock Lesnar at Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah.
Like, do I need to go back and watch it? I don't think so.
So, no, I think you're fine. So we have one from Desmond at Desdar100. What do you think about the state of both the MCU and DCU after the release of their current films? The question actually ended after FI, so I'm guessing you said films. I just think the
recent FI.
Yeah.
FI.
What do we think? I think the DCU is off to a strong start. I will be honest, I haven't watched Creature Commandos, but I've heard good things. But Superman was one of my favorite movies this year. It's so much fun and just such a great reintroduction of this character and of this universe. Peacemaker season 2, I don't even care that it's been sort of a slow burn. I've heard people call it a slow burn of a season. I think the whole season's been excellent so far.
I agree.
I'm someone who does enjoy good character work, and I feel like this show, on that front, the show's been firing on all cylinders. And I think now that we've established the why of it all, this latest episode was so fucking crazy that I'm super excited for these last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the DCU is off to a really, really excellent start.
I agree. And I have no doubts when James Gunn is at the helm of the ship. Like, yeah. This is exactly what I expected. And it's good. I'm not one of those people who are like, the MCU well, I'm not one of those people who hate DC for the sake of hating DC.
Right.
I just wasn't impressed with the stuff that they were coming out with. Do I think that we've like completely flip-flopped and now Marvel's putting out garbage? No, I don't think that either. And I've never thought that.
Right.
But I do think when we have more like studios that are producing good stuff like that, we all win by DC like doing better. So I'm happy to see that we're in a place where they're putting out stuff that's more on par with what they should have been putting out this entire time. I know not a lot of people hold on. I know some people don't appreciate the James Gunnisms of James Gunn's work. I'm not one of those people. So I'm fine with it. So yeah, I've been loving all the stuff that the DCU is coming out with. And as for Marvel, I feel like we just got stuck in a more is more mindset. Not we, Disney.
Right.
Got stuck in a more is more mindset. But I do think that they realized quickly, like, oh, that's not working. And they're kind of reevaluating stuff. And I feel like since that reevaluation, it's felt more intentional, all the stuff that they're putting out.
Yeah.
So most recently, Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four was great.
I do too.
And I think that's what they needed to have happen.
Yeah. So we've had 3 MCU movies come out so far this year. And I think that's all we're getting is 3 movies this year. So we had Captain America: Brave New World, which was pretty good. It was okay.
It's like you have to put it in its context.
Right.
For what we got from Falcon and Winter Soldier to Captain America: Brave New World, leaps and bounds better.
Right.
Brave New World compared to what I would have liked Brave New World to be, maybe a little less, but
which I understand. And also I'm also one of those people that sometimes less is more. For certain parts and certain story beats of Brave New World, maybe more would have been more.
Yeah.
But also I think overall it was just a fun little movie. Like, it wasn't super long. It wasn't anything earth shattering. It was a pretty relatively self-contained story. We got some cool callbacks to older like Phase 1 movies. That was cool. And then we had Thunderbolts, another one that I think was great. I really enjoyed Thunderbolts quite a bit.
Same.
So, you know, if you do consider Brave New World a miss for you, I still think that we at least had 2 hits. Maybe not financially, but that's because the world is in ruins and everything's fucking expensive. So I wouldn't read too much into which, you know, especially if you're a company like Marvel and you've lost a little bit of public favor, you know, it would make sense that your movies aren't making as much money because people are being very selective in what they spend their money on. So I don't think that's necessarily a quality thing for Marvel at this point. I just think it's you're fighting back a public image, and also the world is very, very expensive, at least here in the States. And then, yeah, Fantastic Four, I thought was an excellent start to Phase 6. So, and then we've had several shows recently we had Daredevil Born Again, which I thought was really good, considering they had to reformat almost the entire series. But for what we got, I'm very, very excited for season 2. It's also already been renewed for season 3 ahead of season 2's release.
Nice.
So we're getting the Punisher spinoff here, Ironheart, which I've been very vocal that as a whole, I thoroughly enjoy it. I ended up liking that show so much more than I thought I was going to after the first episode, because I did not like the first episode.
Me neither.
I was very disappointed by it. I was still excited for the series. I don't know what happened, what editing happened in that first episode, what writing happened. It just felt very, very clunky. But after that first episode, everything else was just like firing on all cylinders. So I enjoyed that one. I'm looking forward to the next few. I mean, Marvel Zombies, we just sort of raved about for the most part. Didn't watch all of Eyes of Wakanda, not gonna lie, but I did like the 2 episodes we did watch.
We didn't watch all that. Yeah, some of those were like a little sad.
Yeah, they were kind of bummer, so I needed a little break from that.
Yeah.
So I think it's also hard to compare the 2 right now because the DCU is still so young.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, they're off to a fantastic start.
So
Let's
was
see
Marvel.
where it continues to go. I'm excited for James Gunn's universe that he's building. And the MCU, yeah, I think we're really finding our stride. I'm excited for Avengers. I'm excited for the next Spider-Man movie. So I think we're heading back into an exciting part of the MCU. So hopefully we just, you know, I would say my biggest thing is maybe let's not listen to everyone online because they're just going to hate everything. All right. I say let's do one more.
Okay.
And then we'll save whatever we didn't get to this time around. We'll save for another episode.
Okay.
So this one's a fun one.
Okay.
My buddy Tom, at Tom the Nice Guy, very talented voiceover artist, by the way. Mixing your love for wrestling and musicals.
Oh God.
Pick your favorite musical and cast it with wrestlers.
You guys aren't going to be happy with my choice.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. You're set up for failure when your favorite musical is Phantom of the Opera. I'll just say that. You're set up for failure with like most things in life when your favorite musical is Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I going to put in that? What's your favorite musical? Maybe we should do yours instead.
There's too many. There's simply too many.
He would say that.
But
he?
let's use a big one. Let's use a big one.
Hamilton?
No.
That'd be hard too.
I don't want to.
He knows what to do.
Lin-Manuel didn't work this hard to put people of color in those roles, only for me to whitewash them with the people of WWE. So let's go Les Mis.
A show I've never seen. Yes, let's do it.
We could do Newsies. because we I've done
Sausage
some
Fest,
I've done something
Newsies.
similar to this in the past on TikTok where I've assigned wrestlers to musicals based on their vibe, and I feel like we have a ton of newsies in it's basically every cruiserweight that you have. So
who'd be the lead newsie? Who'd be our Jack Kelly?
who'd be our Jack Kelly?
Who would be our Jack? Maybe we should have thought of this ahead.
Dirty Dom. Bit of a bad boy.
No.
No? Okay.
He's only a bad boy.
The Delancey.
He would be one of the Delanceys for sure. I feel like, wait a minute.
What are you cooking up?
What's the Pulitzer would be Gunther for sure.
I like that.
Or like Paul Heyman.
Ooh.
Or like Triple H. Okay. Should we make a caveat where it's like active wrestlers only? Like wrestlers, not personalities.
I don't think we have to do that. I think we can use
Okay.
I think I like any of those.
Okay, who's going to be our Jack Kelly?
Who would be our Jack Kelly?
Jack Kelly is loyal and brave and handsome.
Oh.
And sings good. Who sings good? No, I'm just kidding.
We don't have to worry about any of these guys singing.
Who would be our Jack Kelly?
An easy answer would be Cody Rhodes.
Ugh. He's 40.
Kendra.
We can't get that. We can't be that specific with it.
I don't think we have to. I don't think we have
Cody
to be,
Rhodes
nor I think we could.
Such a goodie too. Cody Rhodes would be that other guy.
Crutchy.
His friend. No. The
Davey.
Davey, yeah.
I like that. I like that. Cody Rhodes is Davey.
And then
who would be Jack Kelly?
That's hard.
Jackala Kelly.
Jackula Blackovitz. CM Punk?
Now CM Punk would lead a union.
Yeah, he would lead a union.
You know what? I don't hate that.
I don't hate that either.
For my Delancey brothers, you just gave me an idea. For my Delancey brothers, I think I want Ethan Page and Dirty Dom.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Drew McIntyre is Crutchy.
Well,
because he showed up with that boot yesterday. Anyway, we could go on and on, on and on. So we might have to revisit this one because that's a difficult one.
That is difficult, and also sausage fest of a show.
Yeah,
I guess it doesn't have to be, but it is. Lyra Valkyria would be Miss Meta because she'd be nice and let people into her thing.
I think we need to pick something that has more specific characters, like a producers or something. We'll have to think about this one for a while.
We'll have to think about this one. If you guys want to see my fan cast for Phantom of the Opera, I can do that in my free time. I don't mind. Yeah. I'll put together a little something for you guys if you want. It's spooky season. Phantom of the Opera counts as spooky. I might need to boot up Canva. Canva?
Wow. On that note, we are going to go ahead and start wrapping up here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We have a few announcements before we actually go. So in this month of October that's coming up, we're planning on only doing one episode of Ringside as opposed to two. I'm actually going to be going into rehearsals for a show here very soon, so I'm going to be very, very stretched thin on time. So we're going to bring you one episode, at least definitely one episode. So I'm just going to stick to that for now. We may or may not have a really fun YouTube exclusive. We've been talking a lot about Phantom of the Opera, so we may or may not have a really fun YouTube exclusive coming up for spooky season. So keep an eye on our YouTube channel for that. More to come should it come to fruition. We are still planning on doing a pre-preview live stream for Crown Jewel Perth, probably the night before the Friday Night SmackDown beforehand, since it's going to be taking place, I think, at like 8 in the morning on Saturday.
Our time, Eastern time.
Yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you're on Pacific time, good luck. Yeah, so that will still happen. We may do another. We just did a Perez in the Park stream, so that'll be up. That's up on our YouTube channel right now. But we'll see what else we can do. But we're planning on things being a little bit light this upcoming month, just because I'll be very, very busy myself. So thank y'all in advance for being hip to that. But yeah, make sure you're following us on all the various socials. That way you can keep up to date with whatever we've got going on. And make sure you're following us on all of those socials. We don't know what's going on with some of the bigger ones right now. So no matter where we're at, we would love for y'all to be there, just in case we have to pivot and go to a new format. So make sure you're following us on all the things. You're subscribing on all the things, and make sure you are following us wherever you're listening to your podcasts. That way you can be notified when new episodes drop. And make sure you leave us a rating, a review, all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
That'd be another good one.
That would be a good one. Actually.
We might have to we're going to have to go to
this might have to be a series.
Yeah. So anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will see y'all for the next one.
Bye.
Peace.